Happy Wednesday, my beautiful YouTube family. I am just going to dive right on into it. Today, I decided to show you 3 different ways to execute a spring and Easter wreath using only items from the dollar store. So these guys are on the low. Let's get started. So for this first festive wreath, I used about 12 packages of eggs. You're gonna need 1.5 pool noodles, masking tape, an X-Acto knife, a glue gun, bunny ears, faux flowers, and a hula hoop. I personally don't like the rattle of the hula hoop, so I cut it open and I pour out all those little balls and I throw those away. So now all you're gonna do is just feed the pool noodle directly onto the hula hoop. And the reason that we're making our own wreath base is because these guys go from anywhere from like $7 to $15 at a local craft store. And we're making it right now for under $5. And even bigger. I personally like to tape the hula hoop shut and then kind of feed it back through the pool noodle, so that way if it were to split open for whatever reason, your whole wreath wouldn't fall apart. Now you're just going to measure with the second pool noodle exactly how much foam you need to cover the rest, and mine happened to be the perfect amount. I then grabbed my X-Acto knife and you're just going to slice that baby open so you have a big slit, and then you can just feed the pool noodle directly onto the hula hoop. Add a couple pieces of tape to close it all off because you're not going to see the base of this, so it doesn't matter if you can see the tape or not. Now you guys are going to grab your eggs and just start hot gluing on the outside of the wreath one direction, and then on the inside I do the opposite direction just because I find it easier to stack eggs on top of all of it if they go that way. Legitimately, all you gotta do now is just have some patience and hot glue the rest of the eggs to cover the rest of the wreath. Obviously, it's gonna take a short amount of time if you have a smaller wreath. This one was about 22 inches in diameter that I made right here, and it took me roughly an hour. Your dollar store is gonna have a crazy amount of options for eggs, and you can theme it any which way you want. Do not fret if you can see the noodle underneath. All you gotta do is grab those fake flowers that I mentioned that you needed earlier, and you're just gonna hot glue them and fill them into the blank spaces that the eggs didn't necessarily cover. It doesn't have to be with florals, it can be with ribbon, it could be with faux grass, it could be with whatever you want. You obviously do not have to, but I just grabbed a headband that had giant bunny ears and chopped the ears off of it from my dollar store and hot glued them directly onto the wreath, and I absolutely loved the outcome. This wreath is going to be one level down from the egg one that I just did, and you're going to need a hula hoop, pool noodles, green streamers, some faux flowers, tape, scissors, and hot glue. Go ahead and make the base of the wreath like I showed you before at the very beginning of this video. I have time-stamped it in the description box below, and it's going to pop on the screen right here for you. And then I actually only used 1 pack of streamers, and I just went ahead, grabbed my scissors, and frayed the entire roll. Yes, this does take a little bit of time. If you can find ribbon that looks like grass or you have another alternative, I highly suggest that. I just couldn't think of anything else besides tissue paper for some reason or streamers. Once that is all frayed, all you're gonna do is add a dab of hot glue and then literally wrap the entire wreath until it's covered in this streamer. Once you've completely covered your wreath in the cut streamers, all you're gonna do is take hot glue and sporadically place the flowers on top of it. You guys do not have to add the bunny ears, but I went ahead and bought a little sheet of foam from Michael's for 79 cents and just drew bunny ears on it, cut it out, grabbed some felt from Michael's, which was 39 cents, cut out the middle, hot glued it onto it, and then I also just added a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of the ear and pinched it together until it dried to give it a more realistic, like cuter effect, I guess you could say. Add a dab of hot glue to the bottom, let it dry, and then what I did is I actually hot glued the tips of the ears to the sides of the wreath, if that makes sense, so that way it looks a little bit like a lazy bunny. This guy right here only cost me $7.76. This guy is going to be your most mellow approach to spring and Easter in your house. You're just going to need a circle of some sort, Easter signage, and faux flowers, hot glue, and scissors. I spent about $7 on this guy. Before we go any further, I completely sliced open my finger. That is why there is a ugly, bloody bandage. So yeah, X-Acto knife plus no gloves equals no bueno, my friends. Simply hot glue the flowers directly onto the circle, and you can cut off the excess, you can use full vines, you can do whatever you want. That's what I love about these wreaths. They're all so easy to just make so custom. I'll say it time and time again, but any kind of decor that you make personally is always super rad because literally you just customize it to your home's aesthetic. So you can do the entire thing in florals, you can add way more florals, or you can do halfsies like this right here and add a sign with some hot glue and you got an Easter wreath. I love this wreath. It literally fits my home aesthetic perfectly, and I only had to spend about $7 on it. There you guys have it. 3 different ways to style spring/Easter wreaths from most festive to least festive. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more dollar store DIY decor, and also drop a comment down below of what you'd like to see next or just to chat with me. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out if you're not yet a subscriber, and you can hit that bell if you'd like so I can annoy you and you can see when I post new videos. Thank you guys so much for all your support. You know what the deal is. I will see you next Wednesday.